In this lesson, we're diving into the world of habits and how to express them in English using adverbs of frequency. Always, usually, sometimes, and never. These words are essential for describing how often you do something, and they can really enhance your conversations. Let's start with always. This adverb means that something happens 100% of the time. For instance, you might say, I always drink coffee in the morning. This tells someone that without fail, coffee is part of your morning routine. Next, we have usually. This means that something happens most of the time, but not every single time. For example, I usually go for a run on weekends. This indicates that while you often run on weekends, there might be exceptions. Then there's sometimes. This adverb indicates that something happens occasionally, but not regularly. You could say, I sometimes watch TV in the evening. This shows that watching TV isn't a daily habit for you, but it does happen from time to time. Finally, we have never. This means that something doesn't happen at all. For example, I never eat fast food. This clearly communicates that fast food is not part of your diet. Now, let's talk about how to use these adverbs in sentences. Generally, adverbs of frequency are placed before the main verb. For instance, I always eat breakfast at 7 a.m. Here, always comes before the verb eat. However, when using the verb to be, the adverb comes after. For example, she is usually early to work. Let's practice this. If I say, he paused to watch TV after dinner, where does the adverb go? Yes. The correct sentence is, he always watches TV after dinner. Now, let's explore some real-life examples. Think about your daily habits. You might say, I usually go to bed at 10 p.m. This gives insight into your nighttime routine. Or, I never skip breakfast. These sentences help you articulate your routines and habits clearly. Let's try another practice. I'll mention an activity, and you describe how often you do it. Ready? Go to the gym. You might say, I sometimes go to the gym. How about eat vegetables? You could respond with, I always eat vegetables. Adverbs of frequency can be applied in various contexts beyond daily routines. For instance, at work, you might say, I usually check my email first thing in the morning. Or when discussing hobbies, you could say, I never miss a soccer game on TV. These adverbs provide more detail about how often you engage in different activities. Now, think of an activity you do at work or in your free time and describe how often you do it. For example, read books. You could say, I sometimes read books before bed. To summarize, always, usually, sometimes, and never are powerful tools for describing habits. They make your English sound more natural and enrich your conversations. For instance, I always drink water before bed, or I never go to bed late. These sentences clearly illustrate your habits. Let's do a quick exercise. I'll give you a habit, and you'll describe how often you do it using one of the adverbs. Ready? Eat fast food. You might say, I never eat fast food. Next, exercise. You could respond with, I usually exercise in the morning. Now you're equipped to confidently describe your habits in English using always, usually, sometimes, and never. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using these adverbs effortlessly in your conversations.
Say I'm good, honey, but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target now.